continuing our focus on higher education and training. And this morning we're focusing on TVET colleges, and we are, of course, in Ekurhuleni. We are in Guatemala, to be exact. And as promised earlier on, we said we will be bringing you here to the Air Conditioning and Refrigeration Academy here at the Far East TVET College. Now, I'm going to be speaking to one of the facilitators, and we'll speak to one of the students just to get a sense of what exactly it is that they do here. And we start off here in the classroom setup here in the academy, and I'm joined by facilitator Ntokozo Dube. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and welcome to Morning Live. Now, Ntokozo, talk to us about what happens here when students come. How do you start them off, and how do you prepare them for the world of work?
Okay, this program is a 3-year program, air conditioning and refrigeration. We deal with apprentice. So in this classroom, they spend 6 months here doing their knowledge modules and their practical modules. And then they go to the companies for their workplace experience.
What do they need to qualify to enter this program?
A minimum of N2, electrical, NQF level 4, electrical.
Okay, so how would a student obtain that before coming here? Remember, we don't know what it is that you require, but we have a lot of students out there or young people who really wish to acquire a skill.
Okay, so they can have a technical matric with electrical engineering or NQF level 4. They can start from level 2, level 3, and level 4. That's when they are able to come here. And also they can have the NATED and 2.
Okay.
Electrical. Also.
So air conditioning and refrigeration is what we're focusing on here in this academy. So let's just walk through here. As you can see, quite a number of gas canisters behind us, and obviously Ntokozo is going to talk to us about exactly what each one of these actually mean. So let's just start here, Ntokozo, looking at these canisters. So I would imagine, we know with refrigerators, for example, very often they will tell you when your fridge goes bust. Mm-hmm. It's out of gas.
Yes. I'd like to start by saying refrigeration is where we remove unwanted heat in a certain space. So in order for that to happen, we have different types of gases with the different colors. So as you can see by the corner, we have R404A. This gas is mostly used in cold rooms and freezer room. R547 also. R22 has been phased out, but we still have air conditioners that use R22. And then we also have R4010 for air conditioners also. And then we have 134A for domestic refrigerators.
So are the colors significant? Do they mean anything?
Yes, they do mean. Each and every color means that it stands for that gas. Like the color orange, R404, you will not find any other gas that has this color. So it must be an R404.
So for fridges, domestic fridges, yes, what is the color of the canister
as
usually?
This one. This is the color.
Okay, so this is not something that people can do themselves, is it?
No. Actually, when you work with gases, you must be a qualified gas practitioner. So you can't just work with gases because they are dangerous, they are flammable. So you need to have knowledge about gases.
And I see some units here that looks like a domestic household air conditioning unit. Talk to us about that.
Yes. This is the one that you guys know from your offices. This is our domestic air conditioner. And then we have different sizes. As you can see there, there's a bigger one. And then we have different indoor units. This is the one that you see in your office, right? So we have different types. This is a split unit. This is the under ceiling. And then over there we have a cassette unit.
So all of these would use the same gases, the various gases.
For aircon, we use our R22 or our R14.
Okay, let's take a walk because we have one of your students here as well, Gladness Mocheko, and you can obviously, speak to us about what we're seeing here. And Gladness, good morning to you as well, and just talk to us about, why you decided to come and study here and what you've been learning so far.
Good morning, ma'am. When I came into this workshop, I didn't know that air conditioning and refrigeration exists, it can be a course that someone can do. But as time goes, my facilitator took us through, and I was so happy to find out about a lot of things. Just like here, I knew that a car has an aircon, but I didn't know that it needs fixing and it has many parts. So here I'm going to take you through this automotive air conditioning. The part that you see mostly in your car is this part. This part, everybody knows it because this is where the air comes from. Now in air conditioning, we cool and we heat. When you need cooling, you cool. When you need heating, you heat. Now let me take you through it. We have a compressor this side. It compresses vapor. It compresses. And from the compressor, we go straight into the condenser. The condenser rejects heat. And then we go into, we then have a metering device. The metering device steps down and steps down temperature and pressure. As we know that pressure and temperature are directly proportional. And then we come to our evaporator, which is where our air comes from. Yes, that's just about it.
So what are you currently doing? Because this is obviously hands-on training. As your facilitator said, we start off with some theory, but then, of course, it's a lot of experiential training.
Now we are at workplace. We are doing workplace modules. So we are in Roodepoort. There's a company in Roodepoort which is called Boleng Mechanical Technologies. We are doing our workplace modules now.
And just a final word, Ntokozo, for those who are considering, obviously, because they didn't know, but they might know now about refrigeration and air conditioning. What is it that you think they should do if they want to come and join you here? Because you told me your classes are quite small as well, 7 people in a classroom.
Yeah, for now I have 7 students, but previously I had 15. It depends on the program and the sponsor. But if somebody wants to join us, this is one of the skills. So there's lots of opportunities like mortuaries, shops, malls, and also your domestic and your cars. So this skill is very scarce and it has lots of jobs.
Well, there you have it from Ntokozo Dube, who is, of course, a facilitator here at Ekurhuleni East TVET College. And as you can see, these are your appliances from your homes, and it is hands-on experiential learning that takes place here. So you can see all the various components, deconstructed, as it were, so the students get to learn about each and every one and its function and what it actually does. And just a final one, if we can just show you the final space here, which is, of course, your cold room and a much bigger unit, and this is what powers the cold room, as it were.
Yes. Here we have our freezer room and our cold room. These fridges are one of the ones you find at the butcheries where you walk in and take your meat. So those are bigger units, and this is what we train them on. They repair, they install, and they are able to do everything. As you can see, we have special tools on refrigeration. We have our recovery units, our recovery machine. We have our vacuum pump. They learn using those units.
And of course, it's Ntokozo who teaches them all of these skills. 3 years, as you heard, and a lot of on-the-job training, experiential, hands-on training. And that is, of course, one of the main differences with TVET colleges and the education that you get here. Once you leave, you are literally ready to start working the next day.